Hello work from home friends, another video. Yes, I'm on a roll. Woohoo! Today I want to talk about gifts from the past, and it's something I always think about while I'm here. We've been on this homestead for 2 years now. We've done a lot. Feels like we haven't done anything, but we have done a lot, but we've got a lot to go. But there are some wonderful gifts from the past that I want to share with you. So come with me for this little walk, and I will share these gifts from the past. And I think people don't, I don't want to say they underestimate, but they don't realize how amazing these gifts from the past actually are. My first gift is this. Let me flip you around. This, my friend, is a crabapple tree. Wait, is it this one or is it this one? One of these trees is a crabapple tree. I think it's this one. Yeah, I think it's this tree. This tree, I don't know how old it is. I don't know anything. I'm not very familiar with fruit trees and what you need to do to maintain them, except for the obvious, like, yeah, you got to prune a tree, and yes, you've got to, you know, look after it and watch it for pests and whatnot. But for the most part, this is a crabapple tree that I never planted. I don't know how long ago it was planted, but obviously it was probably at least 5 years ago. And this to me is a gift from the past. Now, crabapples is not really an apple that you normally eat. However, you can use it for lots of different things, particularly for making pectin. I talked about it last year when I was growing or trying to collect them, or grow, you know, let them come to ripening so I could collect them. Unfortunately, it was decimated by the cockatoos that I have mentioned in yesterday's video. So this year I have to figure out what to do. I mean, I might need to trim it. It's getting rather tall. Maybe I can use some of these branches for my fence, my veggie garden fence. But this is a gift from the past. Sure, I have planted an apricot tree and a red currant tree, a bush, but they will take time. They are going to take time before they bear fruit. I wish someone had planted here a mulberry tree. That's what I would have really loved. But alas, no. But I'm still grateful for this crabapple tree. Let me show you some other great gifts from the past. So let's go for a little walk. This weedy, unkempt tree is a peach, I think a peach tree. Not actually 100% sure. The reason being is that it did fruit last year, but only very small, hard green fruit. It didn't really ripen, but they were fuzzy like a peach, and I kind of ripped them open and smelt it, and it kind of smelled like a peach, but it seems very short for a peach tree. So I'm not quite sure, but I'm pretty sure, well, it's definitely a fruit tree of some sort. I think it's a peach. I hope it's a peach tree, but this is definitely a gift from the past that I'm very grateful for. Having these potential plants that can provide fruit now, rather than me having to wait 5-10 years, is amazing. Let's see what other gifts that this property has given us. Actually, before I continue on, I should say this. To me, all of these trees that we have, and we have a lot on this side of the property, are a gift from the past, because somebody planted these trees. Now, admittedly, some of them are very close to each other and they seem quite strange. Like, it doesn't seem logical how they've done it, or I don't understand their original plans. But they are a definite gift from the past. They provide shade. They break up the property, so it's just not one huge giant field. Don't mind the our neighbour's rooster. They bring birds, good and bad birds, so the beautiful little fairy wrens and all the other, you know, galahs and all the other beautiful birds, they come here and play in the trees. But they also bring cockatoos, which I mentioned yesterday, are very destructive. They are a destructive bird and they wreck everything, so I don't know how to combat that yet. I think it's an ongoing challenge for everyone living in this region. But these are a gift from the past, because when we were looking for a property, I always said to Nick, the property has to have trees. I'm not just moving into a massive field of nothing. because a lot of the properties we looked at were that. They were just huge fields of nothing. Just bare field with a house smack bang in the middle. And we had a list of stipulations when we were looking for property, and one of mine was it had to have trees, and I wasn't gonna, it was a non-negotiable feature. So when we came across this property and I saw all the trees, but also the space land, like that doesn't have trees that, you know, don't need to be felled on the other side that you saw yesterday, that is a blessing and a gift from the past. So let me show you something else. Let's keep wandering through, I call this the pine forest because it's all pine trees, more or less. There's Heidi's fairy garden that we've been building. There's lots of videos on that. It's so stinking cute until the cockatoos shredded everything. But anywho, what can you do? You're living with nature. My friends overseas struggle with deer and other stuff. We struggle with cockatoos. This big bush is actually a quince tree. Now I'm not quite, I don't normally eat quince. It's not really my favourite fruit. They're very tart or sour, I know that. And I know typically they're used for making, you know, pastes for charcuterie boards. Let's have a look at it. But it's definitely a gift from the past. Quince. It's not a common thing people grow either. So it's kind of cool. There's one more gift from the past I want to show you. Over this way. Gosh, this grass needs cutting again. This is by far probably the Nick's most happiest gift that he's found. These long strands that you can see here. This, my friend, and that one there. There's a few over there. Don't mind that trash. Stuff we're getting rid of off the property that we found. This is garlic. Random garlic. I don't know why it's here. I don't know how it got there. Somebody pushed a clove into the ground. I'm pretty sure it wasn't here last year, so I don't quite know where it's come from. But it's garlic. That's pretty exciting because it's something we can harvest this year and enjoy and eat. And the cockatoos won't wreck it. So that is my video for today. I just want to talk about gifts from the past and how happy I am to have all of these beautiful trees on the property. They just made me realise how few trees we have in the city. I think back about my old property, my old house in Melbourne, and we had no, you know, they just give you an empty square backyard or an empty rectangle backyard with nothing on it, not even grass. And everyone plants these low maintenance gardens, be it grass or sometimes just bark chip or wood chip, as a lot of people call it, with nothing growing in it. Maybe one shrub, maybe one gratuitous rose bush, but no trees. And I just think what a shame to have a space with no trees. Anyway, if you are building a property out in the city, you know, you've joined a new estate and you're getting a new property built, plant a tree in your garden. Even if you don't want it, one day you're not going to be there, you're not going to live there forever, and give that, you know, create that gift now today for someone in the future so they can also have a gift from the past. Your current today will be their past. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.